Hello, my name is Joseph Lumpkin. I'm the writer at Fifth Estate Publishing. Fifth Estate is a company dedicated to bringing modern English texts into existence. We render ancient text into modern English. We bring ancient wisdom to modern man. Today, I would like to talk to you about the second book of Enoch, a very, in my opinion, overlooked text. The second book of Enoch, or Slavonic Enoch, or the Secrets of Enoch, as is sometimes called, was discovered in about 1886 in the Belgrade Library by Dr. Sokolov. It appears just as the Ethiopic Enoch escaped the 6th century church suppression by being rendered into different languages. Slavonic Enoch did the same thing and survived and was propagated in Slavonic from Greek and originally through Aramaic or Hebrew. So the book has gone through several hundred years of additions and translations, starting with an Aramaic or Hebraic tongue into Greek and then into Slavonic. It survived in a library hidden away in Belgrade until Dr. Sokolov found it. It seems to be, like one Enoch, a missing link between Judaism and Christianity. And the odd thing about second Enoch is that it survived enough and was passed through enough hands that it has Christian footprints. Starting out, it looks like the base text was written just after first Enoch was completed, making it, let's call it, a sequel. And then it continued to be propagated and added until finally it ended up with a Gnostic Christian bent in some of the text, as it was probably finished around 200 to 400 AD. The Gnostic Christians survived around the 1st and 2nd centuries, finally being completely destroyed, the last remnant being the Cathars in the 1200s. Because of the references and data regarding certain calendar events and calendar systems, some of the text actually shows additions as late as the 7th century. So we have a text that began around 200 BC and ended up being added onto and changed until probably around 600 or 700 AD. The text is known by the titles of Second Enoch, Secrets of Enoch, or 2 Enoch, and basically is a expansion of Genesis 5 verses 21 through 32, beginning at the time of Enoch and ending in the days of Noah. The theme of the book is the ascension of Enoch progressively through the multiple heavens. If you would compare Dante's Inferno to the cycles and circles of hell, going down, 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 getting worse and worse toward the bottom, it might be compared to that in reverse, that the Secrets of Enoch give us a glimpse into what the reader or what the writer thinks that heaven is in its many splendid forms as you progress from the lower heavenlies up to the throne. In this text, Enoch is translated up to heaven, and then we have a problem because spiritual creatures cannot exist in heavenly form. Something must happen to Enoch to allow this corporeal person to survive in the celestial sphere. And so Enoch begins to be changed into the angel Metatron. He's given a 30-day grace period to go back and instruct the sons and the members of his household regarding everything that God revealed to him. And then he ascends. The more credible versions end in chapter 68. However, a longer version exists, which we examine in our text, ending in Melchizedek being tapped for the eternal high priesthood. Methuselah functions as a priest for 10 years and then passes his station to Noah's younger brother, and then his wife gives birth posthumously, coming out with the sign of the priesthood upon the child. The world is doomed to suffer a flood, but Michael the archangel promises Melchizedek salvation and establishes a priesthood for eternity. And this is the very end of the book, and that particular chapter of the book looks like it was pinned on as an afterthought. Almost like in 2nd Enoch, we have a short version, and then we have a longer version, which is actually, let's call it 2 books in one. An addendum, if you will, that changes our gaze from Enoch and the heavens to the eternal priesthood being prepared for man on earth through the line of Melchizedek. The manuscripts which contained and preserved the document exist only in Old Slavonic language. Of the 20 or so manuscripts dating from the 13th century AD, no single one contains the entire complete text. But if we piece them together, we get the book of 2nd Enoch. And the difference in the length of the 2 versions consists of detail and also the addition of certain Christian-like tones, which allow us to believe that probably at the very end of its cycle, the Christian community had gotten it into their hands and had changed and added certain versions to make it more palatable to them. Proof of the Slavonic Enoch was first written in Greek is the derivative of Adam's name, and also the odd additions of certain planets and celestial events that occur with Greek names on them. A very interesting feature is the presence of evil in heaven, which beckons back to the book of Job. We have Satan, if you will, coming and going in this particular book, but there is a very odd factor missing from this book. The redemption and mercy of God is missing from this book. It is not spoken of at all. Now, the fact that the wicked will be punished and the good person will be exalted is there, but it is a law structure, a reward structure, and grace does not appear in this book. By far the most interesting and confusing section begins around chapter 25 and runs for several chapters. And here the text turns toward a Gnostic theology or cosmology. And the Gnostics were a Christian sect that were formed in the 1st century AD and thrived to the 2nd century AD. So we know that it went through those editions also. So basically, to sum it up, we have Enoch translated into heaven in first book of Enoch, and then in the 2nd book we see what heaven is all about. And as he goes up toward the throne, we have greater and greater splendid reviews of what heaven is like and the stations of the angels therein, and the secrets of heaven are revealed, and Enoch becomes Metatron at the end of the 3rd book of Enoch, which is a continuation of the first 2 texts. So I hope this gives you a good idea of what the 2nd book of Enoch is all about. Again, this is Joseph Lumpkin, the writer for Fifth Estate. Our website is www.fifthestatepub.com. Again, that is www.fifthetstatepub, as in publication.com. Thank you for your time.